And then the campaign released a statement later that cast Ben Jacobs as the aggressor and called him a liberal journalist. And I'm wondering where that came from. Was that something that you asked to be written?
The statement I made, the apology I made to Ben Jacobs, I've taken full responsibility for my actions, and I've apologized. He's accepted my apology, and we need to move on.
But the one thing about the accountability is the initial statement that was made. And the question for us is that if that is an official communication coming from your campaign, how that came to be, and why isn't that something you're addressing?
Well, I have addressed the issue. I issued an apology to Ben Jacobs. I've done it on election night. I did it again personally, one-on-one, and also through the letter. So I think I've been very clear. I've taken full responsibility. I'm not proud of what happened that evening, but I have accepted full responsibility, and both Ben and I think the people of Montana want us to move on.
Okay, understandable. But this is an official communication coming from your campaign that essentially amounted to a false statement because it cast Ben Jacobs as the aggressor in this, and it completely contradicted the events as they actually occurred, as witnesses recounted, as you recounted in your statement or your apology letter. Mm-hmm. So just trying to get a grasp on that, because it comes into question of how can the public and reporters trust communications that come from your office later on, and I think that's the larger issue. Was there an attempt to obfuscate, or was there an attempt to cover up what happened before it was known that there was audio of this?
You know, I think it's completely reasonable for the public to expect any public service servant to take full responsibility for their actions, and I've done that.
Okay. Did you sign off on or did you review the statement before it was released?
I wrote the apology letter, I signed it, and I've apologized personally to Ben Jacobs.
Okay. But did you review the initial campaign statement that was released that night?
I wrote the apology letter, I signed it, and I delivered it to Ben Jacobs.
Okay. Do you have any plans to retract or directly address that initial campaign statement?
I think the important thing is that I've taken responsibility for my actions, which I have done. I have apologized to Ben Jacobs, and we need to move forward.